What's up, guys? We're back Saturday slate. We have 6 games to talk about for tonight. So let's get right into it. As always, please be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe if you have not already. You guys really blew me away with the likes on yesterday's video. I do appreciate it. We took an L yesterday, though, just because the hitters did not really come through except for Chris Davis and Trout. Josh Harrison did nothing. Gurriel, Pujols really didn't do anything except both walked once, which is nothing. So 1-1 on the season now, looking to get right back into the winning ways today. So let's get right into it. Join us. You know where to go. You can hit the link in the description. So pitching options today, they are not looking super pretty. We have a lot of guys that are really below average pitchers. So if you're looking for SP1s, we really have Maeda, Darvish, Rodriguez are the 3 top guys. Godley's okay, but he has a tough matchup against the Dodgers. And then the rest are not really guys that would play as SP1. But for my first pitch, I'll go with Darvish. He's at $8,800. He has a lot of strikeout stuff. Last season, his season was cut short due to an injury, but he seems pretty healthy now. This lineup has a ton of strikeouts with Joey Gallo. Odor strikes out a bunch. They have a bunch of strikeouts in the lineup. Darvish should get the run support here, facing Edison Volquez on the other side. And I feel like he can drop like 20 to 25 at 8,800. Is pretty cheap still. Second pitcher I like is actually Felix Pena. So the reason I like Pena is because he gets a great ballpark boost going into Oakland. We saw that Trout had a 414-foot flyout yesterday. That only happens in Oakland. And Felix Pena was very solid against righties last season. He held them to just a .216 batting average with a .345 slugging percentage. And this Oakland team is filled with a bunch of righties. So I feel like he's going to have some success. He's had a really, really good spring with a bunch of strikeouts. And this Oakland team, although they do have a lot of power, they do strike out a lot. And Felix Pena at 5,600 seems like he's really cheap. And point per dollar wise, I think he can get you like 3 to 4x value at that price. So getting into the bats, my favorite stacks today are probably the Red Sox. I like the Cubs, obviously. They're going to be very popular, though. And then the Milwaukee Brewers I like. And a sneaky stack is probably going to be the Seattle Mariners. I would not play the Mariners stack in a cash game setting because they're, you don't really need to. They're all going to be 1 to 2% owned. But if you're playing GPPs, the Mariners are probably really interesting against Rodriguez just because Seattle has been like a home run derby so far this season. Seattle has hit 5 home runs 2 games ago. They hit like 3 or 4 last night. The Red Sox hit like 3 last night. So the ball is just flying in Seattle right now. Obviously, if you're playing a bunch of GPP lineups, throwing Seattle stack is probably a good approach. They're not going to be owned at all. Most games, I would probably just stick with more of the chalkier approaches, just because that's what's going to benefit you in the long run. But I like the Red Sox a lot. I'm going to go with Mitch Moreland. He has a good matchup here against Mike Leake, who is having a pretty poor spring. He gave a bunch of home runs this spring. He's getting older. He is not very good as a pitcher, does not have a great strikeout stuff or anything like that. The Red Sox are extremely good against right-handed pitching. Mitch Moreland at 3,900 is really, really cheap. I love the price tag on him. He's like the 10th or 11th highest priced first baseman today, which is definitely a misprice. He has great numbers against Mike Leake in his career. He has good power, and if they score a bunch of runs, I think Mitch Moreland hitting right in the heart of the lineup is going to be a big part of the offense today. Third base, I like Matt Carpenter. He's $4,600. He's facing Brandon Woodruff. Woodruff was playing out of the bullpen last season, but now he's going to be a starting pitcher. He's probably not going to pitch too long, just because he's never really pitched that long in his career. But Matt Carpenter, I absolutely this spot. He has a nice matchup lefty on righty. He absolutely crushed right-handed pitching last season. Woodruff did have his struggles if you look at his career numbers against lefties. Carpenter, after getting off to a start last season, he had an amazing last 4 months of the year. He's been off to a decent start so far this season. He had a good game yesterday. And Milwaukee, the ball is really flying right now. And so I really want to target some guys in this game, especially Carpenter at just $4,600. On the other side, in the outfield, we can pay out for Mookie Betts at $5,400. So he's definitely going to be part of the Red Sox stack if I do go that way. Against Mike Leake, he has decent numbers in his career. Mike Leake is going to give up a lot of hard contact. Mookie Betts puts the ball in play a lot, does not strike out much. He has stolen base upside as well if he gets on base. Just a lot to like with him. I feel like I tend to find myself paying out for outfielders a lot, and just because they have so much upside. Mookie Betts hitting right in the 2 spot in the lineup. Looks really, really good today. And the same thing can be said for Christian Yelich at 5,100, the reigning NL MVP last season. He's gotten off to an incredible start again. 2 home runs in the first 2 games, 1 home run in each game. Great matchup here against Hudson. Nobody's really heard of him. Christian Yelich absolutely crushed right-handed pitch season. He had a .602 slugging percentage. Go with a .281 ISO. He has stolen base upside as well, and Hudson was very bad with walks last year. He gave up 19. He had a 19 to 18 strikeout to walk ratio. So if Yelich does walk, he can steal a base too. So just a lot to like with Christian Yelich in the spot. He is just on fire. So there you have it. Those are the picks that I feel like it's definitely a day to spend up on hitters. You don't really have top-end pitching. So I'm going to be spending up for my bats today. Thanks for watching, and good luck tonight.